Hi and welcome to another installment of Shooting Star. A couple weeks ago I talked about how I conduct my client meetings, but I want to take this idea a little bit further. And I've decided to entitle this installment of Shooting Star, The Art of an Interview for Socially Awkward Photographers, like myself. So here are a few tips. Like I mentioned before, lead with questions. And a few people followed up with saying, like, well, what kind of questions would you ask starting an interview to create a conversation? The very first question that I ask is, how did you meet? And so the clients will get engaged with this story, which is awesome because usually it lasts like maybe 10 or 15 minutes as I'm talking with him, getting details about his version and her version of the story. Then after that's done, I start off with another question, which is, do you have any questions for me? Basically, this puts the ball in their court and lets them know that I'm ready to listen to what they want and their ideas for the day. That makes them know that I will tailor what I do for what they want, which leads me to my second point. To craft my art for their needs and for like manner to craft your art for their needs. So we're going to function on two assumptions. One, that they like their work, and two, that you're talented, because clearly they're taking time out of their schedule to meet with you. So I want you to showcase how you are distinctively valuable. Now that's kind of like this esoteric term, but basically how I educate my prospective clients of my distinctive value is through education. So when I'm talking with a client, I'm not necessarily talking about what I do or how I do it. I'm talking about how I can help specifically on their wedding day. So I talk about first looks, seeing each other before the wedding ceremony. I talk about creating an optimal timeline for their wedding. So yes, if I can create a timeline there on the same day as we're doing the meeting, this is great because it shows that I'm there specifically for them. Another way that I try to show my distinctive value is to say, hey, I'm fun. There's a ton of people who don't think that, and they think I'm absolutely ridiculous and not fun. And to them, that's great. It doesn't matter. But if I'm meeting with clients who happen to think the same thing, then that's great. We're already off to a good start. And another point is, do my skills match what they want? By asking these types of questions, making sure that we're on the same page, it's letting them know that it's a two-way interview. I don't have to say it's a two-way interview, but what I'm saying is I'm confident enough in my work to selectively choose my clients and have my clients selectively choose me. I do let them know far in advance that I shoot only a few weddings a year, and of those few weddings, I want to make sure that we're good fits for everybody involved. Furthermore, not only does it showcase confident professionalism, it also showcases that I'm not desperate, because in a day and age in this market, it's easy to come across as desperate. Like, yes, I shoot babies, families, weddings, horses, anything that I could possibly shoot. Instead, I say I'm a wedding photographer and I'm very confident in my ability to document your wedding. That makes them feel a lot better about their decision. And if you are feeling extraordinarily nervous, the best way to combat that I've found is to do the work beforehand. I ask the bride before we meet, either in person or on Skype, for her wedding location and her reception location, and if she's working with a wedding coordinator. This type of information will kind of give me an idea of what her aesthetic and style may be. And if I'm having even more questions, I might ask, if we're kind of having a great email relationship, who are the other vendors involved? Because by the time we have the meeting, I can come prepared, fully showcasing what she wants. So if she was, say, getting married at the St. Regis, I can then showcase weddings that I have photographed at the St. Regis, or I can showcase weddings that I've worked with a similar, at a church or a similar vendor, anything that will appeal to her sensibilities. And for instance, if she has like a very modern aesthetic, I'm not going to be showcasing a lot of vintage style weddings. I want to tailor what I'm doing to what she's telling me, and that will then further the idea that you're confident, you know what you're doing, and if she throws you a curveball like, do you shoot in dark churches? Well, if you knew that in advance, you would have a portfolio piece prepared for that question. Anything like this to showcase who you are as a photographer and a person will definitely put you off on the right foot. I hope this helps, and I hope you are getting amped for going into the next year. I hope you have a great week and stay fabulous.